Hey everyone, welcome to Weekend Project. I'm Laura Lynn of the Mama Pop Quilt Shop, and we're very happy to see you here today. Today we're working on more panels. I was tidying up and came across 38 of them. So I have 38 panels to deal with. So I'm going to try and do 2 at a time. So I have a baby gift to give to someone, and I came across actually it was a couple of guildmates that did it, the Jordan Fabric Secret Window. The link will be right below, so you can go there and see her video and everything else, and it's her free pattern from her website. And I thought, okay, well, how can we do this with not necessarily just the scenic view, as well as maybe some geometric shapes and still be able to carry off that whole effect. So that's why I have one of my Northcott panels here to kind of demonstrate that. So, but I'll show you what I have going on once we get this cut. So this is 20 inches in width here, but the length is pretty much the length of the panel. I noticed that in Jordan fabrics, I don't know if they cut their panel or the panel was a little bit short, so mine ends up being about 48 inches from edge to edge when you're adding the bits of fabric on. So, you know, just accommodate to your panel. I wouldn't chop it up too much, so you might lose the effect, but definitely like a scenic one would work out well. So this is 20 inches, like I said, okay? And if you want to go right in the center, you need to take out approximately 6 inches. I think hers was 7 on her panel, but I'm doing 6 just because it's not really a wide one, and I did 6 on the other one as well. And then once you cut on either side of this, hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah, okay, so it's 7 inches from either end, gives you 6 inches in the center, okay? So as I'm gonna cut this one here, and then I'm gonna go over 3 inches on either side, cut again, go over 2.5 inches, cut again, and then I have 1.5s on the ends. They don't need to be cut, they can just be there for that, okay? So let's do the cutting so you can see what's going on, okay? It's very easy, and it's a great way to use up a panel as well as use a highlight fabric or a complementary fabric that you would like to go with it. So I just folded this panel, so it's folded over on itself 4 times or twice, I guess. And then I'm just going to go move over 3 inches. I think she did 3.5 on hers. I'm doing 3, and then over again 2.5 inches. 1, 2, and a half, scoot that right up so it's right and even, and then making sure your last strip is still 1.5 because since you have your ruler right there, okay? All right, now we're just gonna do the same on the other side. Go from the 3 inches, 2.5, and then you have about a 1.5 left over on the end, okay? And I chose, I could have picked any color of the rainbow here if it was one color I wanted to highlight. I chose one of the grays, like the kind of I guess a medium gray, to go in between. So once you get these pieces where they need to be, and of course you wouldn't want to mix or flip and flop your panel pieces anywhere. You just want to keep them exactly where they need to be so that transition of the pattern or the panel, as this is color transition, it's going to go from one to the next, you're not going to lose that. So these pieces here need to get added on, okay? But you're going to need to cut these ones first. Oops, okay. Okay. You're gonna have to cut this panel top piece first. So you could always lay it back out this way, okay? Okay, let's move these back over here because those are going to be added on to either end, okay? So you'll need 1.5 by 10, but you'll need 4 of them. 2.5 by 8, and you'll need 4 of them if you're going to do it the way I've done it right here. 6 by 3 and 6 by 4. And of course the 6 by 4 is going this way. Of course the biggest one is going to be in the center. You're going to see most of the panel, if not all of the panel on that one with added fabric. And then it gets shorter as the other ones go down. You'll lose a little bit more of the colors. But I don't think you'll lose the whole overall effect, right? Okay, so let's scoot this over here. Okay. And then let's try and get this so I can get it towards me here. Because you just want it, it's interesting how she trims it up. So we're going to put that there. I'll put it on a line because we're going to end up trimming off this side, okay? And of course you could use those leftover bits that you are trimming off for other projects, or even incorporate it into an interesting border, or incorporate it into some of the binding. Depends on the color you want to do, color stuff you want to do. Okay, so here everything's fine. We like this one here, so we're just going to fold that back so we know it doesn't get cut. Okay, and then from here we're going to line these guys up and take off 2 inches. Okay, and it's really, it just goes 2 by 2 by 2. Okay, so take off 2 inches off these 3. Okay, put that to the side. Now we're going to take the ones from the inside, fold those over. Okay, take off another 2 inches. Okay, off the last 2 rows, and then off the 2 shortest ones, we're going to take off another 2 inches. Okay, and that's it. And then from these little bits, some scrappy bin, scrappy pile, and then that is when we add all the gray to the end pieces to make out all of our panels, or all of our pieces that are going to be in the panel, all equal. Okay, here, and here, and then here. Okay, so you can see almost how it's going to form its little panel already, but you got the colors just like that. Okay, isn't that neat? Super neat. And then once you get these bits sewn together, you take I think she had 1 in her video. I've used 1.5. Okay, and then you're just going to put that in between each strip. So you'll need 6 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And of course you got border pieces if you like that as well. I saved a strip. I think it was 3 inches. So I thought you could see what it would look like if another border piece on that side. It would look. Sorry, I apologize. They're absolutely lovely. Okay. All right, so now you get the jibby of that. I'll show you how I'm finishing one together. I don't want to lose, hold on, the placement. Those are easy to figure out. There, 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 and there. Okay, I'm just going to move that off to the side, and I will finish it after so you guys can see it, probably on the weekend. Now I'll take the one I have been working on, and you will see when you do those pieces, how it starts to come together. Isn't that nice? So I'll sew down here, and then we'll add our other little pieces here. Okay, and then we got our border pieces. Okay. And I think I did the last one, and I just need to do the 2 others. Okay, and because this is a tree, the way it lays out, it's not too complicated on how to figure out what goes where in regards to that. So let's first finish adding our chunks onto our end pieces here. Okay, just had 2 to do here, so let's go to do that. And then we'll sew this little panel piece on, the little one, with the major the one for the center. So. But just think of, like, if you had a Christmas panel you had, or even just a regular, baby panel. There's lots of those. I found a lot in there. There's lots of ones with just squares on it, so I'm going to have to figure out something for that one. But this is definitely one to for a long one you want to use all of it on. Okay, so I just go there to the other side of the other piece. And pick something that complements it to highlight it. So I thought with this very soft green, because this is going to a baby girl, due very soon, and I thought the soft green would look really nice with the purple. It would bring out lighter colors within the purple shades that you probably wouldn't see before. It has gold accent as well, but I thought I'd take out the light green or put in some light green, I guess. Okay. And then once we get those pressed, then we'll just line them all up. But you'll get to see what the idea is. That's for sure. Okay. All right. So those 2 there. Let's get this one sewn since we're here. And I had it pinned. And then we'll press those little guys and then get another row lined up and stuff for the little stashing in between. And you can make that smaller. I did mine 1.5. I just wanted, I don't know, for some reason I like the 1.5 more than the 1. But that's, you know, with a free pattern or with any pattern, you can change it any way you like. So to suit your needs. So, and I liked it like a little bit wider. So 1.5 I went. I don't think it's really going to lose it in the whole scheme of things, like in the whole overlook or outlook, any kind of look. And I've been using my walking foot a lot. You guys were talking about, you know, sometimes you leave your walking foot on, you don't use any other foot. I've hemmed dresses with it. I've did some rayon, hemmed some jeans. Obviously been sewing this, and of course the other project and the Quilt As You Go project. So yeah, I'm learning to like it. So yeah, indeed. So thanks for the suggestion. Really appreciate that. I like the feedback. I'm probably making the camera bounce, and I'm sorry. My shoulder isn't in the way, and you can actually see. Okay, and then once we get that pressed, it'll look so pretty. And of course, the trees in its progression, and it just gets a little. These little pieces just get smaller, and the more background is visible as you go from the center out. So yeah, let's just give that a quick little press here. You know, purple would have looked nice with this, but I thought maybe it might have been too much on the purple. So that's why I thought the pop of green. They're very nature people. So, and I'm sure this little munchkin will be a nature munchkin too. And that, depending on what color your fabric is that you're going to be using as your background or your secondary fabric, which way you want to press to. So, okay. All right, now we just go to make sure that we're lining the next one up. Taking our little green sashing. We'll pin that in place. Okay. Try and flip and flop the seams so they're not always in one spot, they're not always at the bottom, they're not always at the top, that sort of thing. And I did have to make sure, like, once these were done and the ends were sewn on, I was laying them out and making sure they were all trimmed at 48 to make sure that all my panel pieces were going to be, or my strip pieces were all going to be together properly. So don't forget to do that. Make sure you're trimming them all to be the same size. Okay. Hold on. Sometimes fabric just wants to fight you. Fight, fight, fight. I don't want to fight sometimes. Just put a couple pins in just to keep your seam straight and make sure the bottom isn't slipping out and you're getting a little hole or anything. So make sure everything's together. Okay, so there. So that one on, and then this would be the next one because it's obviously the biggest one, bigger. And then we're going to make sure that they are trimmed at 48. So if I fold over in half, put my fold on the 0 and come all the way over this way, if I trim off at 24, which is 24 and 24 is 48, I should be just fine to make sure that all my pieces are the same. Okay, so that one's fine. And you can play with the lengths of your fabric depending on the, you might have a massive panel and you need to do like 80-inch strips or something like that. Like long, not wide, long. I mean, that would be kind of cool. Where's my... Okay, and we're just going to make sure that we're just trimming these guys to 24, okay? Just that little bit off. And then that gets pinned. Making sure I'm still going with the whole design idea. Don't want to flip and flop my tree. I've got a nice little strip of purple down here to make sure I'm going in the right direction. So, and then we can pin these two together, and so on and so forth. And that'll be it. It'll be super fun and easy. But it wouldn't take too much if it was a multi-flower panel to get confused, that's for sure. It wouldn't take too long. Be like, where's this supposed to go? So you could always mark it if you know you don't have the time to kind of finish the project all at once. You know, you could always mark it with chalk and a little pen and paper, or a little clasp or a little clip and paper, even iron away pen if you really trust it. I mean, that's up to you. There's many ways to make sure you're staying where you're supposed to be. Just putting the pin the other way. Just trying to get this two done at the same time. Well, not necessarily obviously at the same time, but while I'm sitting there, might as well sew. Yeah, Monday here in Ontario, Canada is Family Day. So it'll be nice. Pops off, munchkins off. I think it'd be fun to hang out for a day. It's been a while. It's been since Christmas, really, since we've had that kind of time together. It'd be nice to hang out and do something. All right, let's put this the other way. I'll take you out. Line you up. And just sew on down. Try not to be poking yourself with your pins. Yeah, it's really cold here today. And it's going to get colder. That's good. Hopefully the sun is shining, because it'll be Friday, Valentine's Day, February 14th, 2020. Hope everybody's got plans. I got plans to make no plans. Probably do takeout or something. Sounds good to me. It's quite an easy project. Once you get all the numbers down, and she goes and tells, she even goes through her video, just talking about Jordan Fabrics here. She even goes through her video on how to go find her pattern, like how to go to the website, go to the free pattern, and then under there you'll see the secret window. So, and I think that's amazing. That's a great tool, great way to show people. Some of us aren't so computer savvy, so you know we're a little. Well, how do I get there? What do I do? Where do I go? Like, so, and that's it's nice that there's helpful people out there that are willing to show. Okay, I'm just trying to make sure these two raw edges are right lined up. Straighten them. Just make sure they're straight. Don't tug. You shouldn't have to tug, or that'll just distort your fabric. You're just kind of holding it. Just kind of holding it, waiting for it to get underneath the machine at its own little pace, nice and straight. Hopefully. All fabrics are in. Other than that, we know what to do. We know the song. Okay, now those two together. Okay. And then I got two more to go, but you'll get the idea. That's for sure. Okay. That's looking nice. I'm glad the trunk of the tree is actually in the middle part. Though I think it would have been fine if it was over at all, no problem. But yeah, a little press. That's looking good. Okay, we need to do the other two. Now let's try and put the sashing on first. Okay. Where's the seam on that one? Towards the top. Okay, put this one towards the bottom. Of course, we'll need one on either side, so it doesn't really matter on this one. But I believe that goes in this manner. Once it gets down there. Yes, okay. Yeah, the sun is shining, but usually when the sun is shining, it is cold out, so. All right, let's get this done. Let's just putter. Didn't put any pins in. I know I'm such a rebel. I'm just going to try and feed it in together. And try not to tug. And hopefully we are equal in the end. You could choose a complementary thread. You could do something different in the lines, quilting wise. I think it's a great place for like circles, or maybe just leave it just as it is so it doesn't detract from the main image. So, because there's lots of little tiny circles, and I think that's probably how I'm going to end up quilting it, is with some circles. Okay. Lining up my ends and trying to make sure it gets fed under equally. So I get to my end. Okay, close to thereof. Could always do a little trimming. Okay. And then that'll get pinned. Now let's do our other one on this one. Oh, a little loopy there. Okay, I can straighten that out. I could straighten it out, no worries. And then it's just over here. Okay, I think we'll put a pin at the end here, though. Pretty colors. Getting ready for spring, that's for sure. Be excited. At least we see flowers in the yard instead of like 4 feet of snow. And we're actually in for more next week. Yay! So excited. No. Looks like next Friday, the 21st, February 21st, will be the next day I'll be working on my sister's cross-stitch project, so because that is a teacher strike day. So, all right, now that I got to here, let's give that a little bit more time to be together. There we go, nice and even. Yeah, so mark your calendars. I think we'll probably do it about 10 o'clock. Let's do 10 o'clock in the morning. It's 10 a.m. Eastern. There we go. That's another piece that's got its two little sides onto it. And of course, as you're progressing outwards, it gets smaller and smaller and smaller. All right, so let's give that a little press. Okay. Yeah, we've been having some fun with the cross-stitch project, that's for sure. Nice to hear what people have worked on in the past and how some are getting back into it and some have never tried it and some are just having fun just watching, hanging out with a cup of tea and chatting. So that's fine by me. Or just hanging out watching the chat. Tug that one a little bit. Okay. And then it'll be the small one on the outside edge here. Oh, sorry, down here. Okay. And then it'll be this one. And then, of course, two or three strips, two strips on either side of this beautiful little green. Isn't that beautiful? It's going to look lovely. And then, of course, you can bulk it out more on the top or the bottom or what have you, but that's definitely to make one little panel go a far distance, that's for sure. So I'm going to finish this off, so stay tuned for watching some photos of it, either on our webpage and our Guild member website. So check it out, sign up, www.wesewit.com and .ca are both of our websites, and you can find us there. So, and you'll see that one too, all right? Have a fantastic day, everybody. We will see you Saturday at 1 p.m. where we're starting a new project. That's busting the half-square triangles we've been collecting for like 3 years. We'll see what we can do with it. I'm hoping to make a bag. I may have enough for a wall hanging. I don't know. We're just going to keep going. So lots of pressing and squaring up is going to have to happen. All right, take care, everybody. Big hugs, and we will see you soon. Happy Valentine's Day, and hopefully this is another way of our panel series that helps you bust something that you've had in your stash or inspires you when you go to the store and you see a panel knowing this is one of the things you can do with it. So thank you, Jordan Fabrics. Awesome. Thanks for the free pattern. Hey, everyone. See? Thought I fooled you, but actually I finished them both. So check them out. This is the one with the tree and the green. Does that look lovely? It turned out really nice, and then I just added on a little pop of purple just to kind of bulk it out just a little bit longer or a little bit wider, and it ends up being about 48 inches long. And this was the other one with the Northcott panel, and that's how it turned out. Now, you could have easily have flipped and flopped these ones to add a little bit of texture, dimension, a little puzzling, a little whatever. So it was completely up to you. So thank you very much for watching, liking, and subscribing, and watching right to the very end. We greatly appreciate it here at the Mom and Pop Quilt Shop, and big hugs to you, and we'll see you on the weekend live stream. Take care, everybody. We'll see you soon. What are you doing, monkey? What's up?